The morning broke quietly over Willowbrook Estates, a quiet cul-de-sac dotted with trimmed hedges and overpriced beige siding. All was calm, until a sharp voice pierced the stillness. At the edge of my yard, holding a neon pink measuring wheel and what appeared to be a sketch made with colored pencils, stood Cheryl Barnett, the iron-fisted WA chairwoman. "This is communal land," she barked, pointing a manicured finger at my freshly trimmed lawn like she'd uncovered stolen treasure. "You've encroached on association property with that illegal edging." I leaned against my porch column, coffee steaming in my mug, and watched Cheryl pace like a general inspecting a battlefield. A jogger slowed to rubberneck, and 2 houses down, retired Mr. Gomez whipped out his phone, eyes sparkling with the promise of drama. "Cheryl," I said, as calmly as one could while being accused of botanical trespassing, "you might want to double-check your plats." Her blonde bob barely moved despite the fury fueling her gestures. "Don't patronize me, Marcus Everett. I have maps, aerial photos, and GPS data. This grass belongs to the WA." What Cheryl didn't realize was that I wasn't just another homeowner in her little empire. I'd quietly acquired several rentals around Willowbrook through my LLC. Good location, consistent cash flow. One of those rentals, the townhouse at 47D Maple Drive, the one Cheryl currently occupied. "I'm calling the authorities," she declared, yanking out her phone like it was a sheriff's badge. "You're stealing neighborhood property." I set my mug on the railing and stepped forward, careful to remain on my verified plot. "Before you do that, just a quick question. You still live at 47D, right?" She froze. "What does that have to do with anything?" "Just confirming." "Lovely unit, by the way." The former owner kept meticulous records. Her grip on the measuring wheel faltered. "So what?" "Oh, nothing really," I replied casually. "Just needed to make sure my ledgers are current." I turned back toward my porch. 3, 2, 1. "Wait," she called, her tone suddenly brittle. "What ledgers?" "Property management files. That townhouse is one of my rentals. Your rent's a bit overdue, actually. Insufficient funds notice came in yesterday." The color drained from her face like a fast-leaking balloon. The wheel dropped to the grass. Her mouth opened and closed, soundless. You don't own my home." "Actually," I said, pulling up a document on my phone, "here's the deed. And the lease you signed." Shall I scroll down to the clause about tenant conduct? Gone was the queen of conformity. The woman who once fined a neighbor for a pastel birdbath now stood frozen on land she had wrongly accused me of usurping. This can't be. The WA would know. Private sale. Previous owner didn't want to deal with, well, let's just say some overzealous oversight. Her cheeks flushed a violent crimson. "You're lying. Feel free to verify with the county. Public records and all. Oh, and that email chain with the planning department. Turns out the HOA has been mistakenly claiming swaths of private land for years." The tape measure hit the ground with a pathetic thunk. "Impossible. We have maps. Drawn by whom?" "Because the city surveyor called them imaginative, at best. Suggested there might be legal implications for collecting maintenance fees on non-WA parcels." Papers fluttered from her clipboard like confetti. One landed near my feet, a laughably inaccurate hand-drawn map. "This isn't over," she muttered. "Feel free to escalate. My attorney would love to chat, especially about the $19,000 in wrongly collected fees and a pending defamation claim. Also, certified checks only from now on, Cheryl. That bounced rent was unfortunate." She turned, flustered, and stormed off, leaving behind her measuring tools and most of her pride. Mr. Gomez gave me a salute. Someone clapped. Victory tasted like cold coffee that somehow felt warm. The days that followed were entertaining. Cheryl, determined to discredit me, bombarded my property management line, unaware it rang at my desk. She tried calling an emergency WA meeting. Only 2 people showed up. Turns out I wasn't her only victim. Then came a cease and desist letter from a supposed attorney, later revealed to be her niece who managed a jewelry kiosk. My real lawyer responded with documents so thorough they left Cheryl silent for 48 hours. But the big bang, the city audit. Turns out the WA had claimed not only my yard but 5 other segments, including part of a city easement. Fines totaled $28,000. The emergency meeting that finally happened. Called by the WA treasurer, not Cheryl. I attended in the back, legal counsel beside me. One neighbor after another shared horror stories. "She fined me for a pink flamingo," one man said. "Measured my lawn twice a week," said another. "Said chalk drawings were vandalism," added a third. Cheryl shrank visibly at the board table. The treasurer presented financial ruin and looming lawsuits. This is his fault, Cheryl cried, pointing at me. My lawyer stood. My client was accused of theft by someone trespassing on his property. He responded with facts. He then presented a lease violation notice, detailing harassment and unpaid rent. My client is willing to forego action if Ms. Barnett resigns and issues a written apology. The room erupted. Applause. Cheers. One man whistled. Fine, Cheryl gritted out. I resign. But the treasurer wasn't done. The city prosecutor is considering charges for fraudulent fee collection. Cheryl, you signed off on every one. She bolted upright. I need real legal help. She passed me on the way out. You did this. No, I replied. You did. I just mowed my lawn. She was gone within a week. No forwarding address. 2 months of unpaid rent. I let it go. Worth it for the story. Misdemeanor charges. $14,000 fine. 250 hours of community service. Someone said they saw her picking trash in a vest. I never confirmed. The WA survived, barely. The new board focused on actual maintenance. They even sent me an apology. I still live here. Still mow exactly as I please. Still own Unit 47D. The new tenants, lovely couple, always pay on time, never accused me of land theft. Some mornings, I sip my coffee and glance at the 18-inch strip that started it all. One little patch of lawn that toppled a tyrant. Cheryl Barnett learned the hard way. Before you accuse someone of encroachment, make sure they're not your landlord. The fine, just a bonus.